Dear students, welcome to another video tutorial on data structure and algorithm. And today's topic is pointer and array. Okay. So myself Niladri Shekhar Pal. I am working as an assistant professor at Computer Science and Engineering Department at Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management JIS Group. The college is situated at Baroi. Okay. So we'll discuss about memory representation of array. As we know that array is a collection of contiguous memory allocation. Okay, so array elements are stored basically in contiguous memory allocation. Okay, so array name basically acts as a pointer. Okay, array can be declared as this. Okay, this is int a5 within equal to within second bracket 6 to 153. Int a5 means a can be able to store 5 this type of values, that is integer type of values, and those values are initialized as 6 to 153. Okay, so a of 0 is 6, a of 1 is 2, a of 1 2 is 1, a of 3 is 5, and a of 4 is 3. Index value starts from 0. Okay, or it can be represented as int a. Okay, there is no values here, and equals to 6 to 153. That means a can store 5 integer values. Okay, array can be represented in memory as, okay, suppose these are the elements 6 to 1 to 153. Okay, a0, a1, a2, a3, a4, these are the index values. As I have told earlier, that index value starts from 0. Okay, and the starting address of the memory is 100 of this array. Okay, as we know, the array contains basically all integer values, and each integer value will take 4 bytes of space. Okay, so that is why it will start at 0 100, and after that it is 104, then 108, 112, and 116. So it will take 4 space, and next it will take another 4 space. Okay, so this is how all the elements are stored in the array. Okay, as you can see that all the elements are stored in contiguous memory location. Okay, this is the basic concept of array. Array elements stored are basically in contiguous memory allocation. Okay, now what is pointer? Pointer basically a variable, okay, which stores the address of another variable. Okay, so pointer is not like any other variable which can store an element like integer, float, or character. Okay, so it is only stores the address, okay, of another variable. Pointer can be declared as follows. Okay, we can declare pointer as int point p. That means this is the point sign. Okay, this is the point p. Okay, so the name of the pointer variable is p. Okay, so this int does not mean that the type of p is int. Okay, this means that p will store the address of an integer variable. Okay, so what does int pointer p means? Int pointer p means p can store the address of an integer variable. Okay, okay, so it means p is a pointer variable which stores the address of an integer variable. Okay, so concentrate on this integer part. Okay, so it will store an integer variable. Next, if we write float pointer q, what does this mean? This does not mean that the q is a float type. This means that q is a pointer variable which can store the address of a float variable. Okay, so it means that q is a pointer variable which stores the address of another variable. Okay, suppose int a equals to 10, that means a is a integer type variable. Okay, and the value of a is 10. Okay, so a is an integer variable and its value is 10. Okay, int pointer p means p is a variable which stores the address of an integer variable. Okay, next p equals to ampersand a, that means p is address of a. This and operator means address of operator. Okay, so p equals to address of a, that means p will store the address of a. Okay, so p will address of a variable. Suppose I am giving you an example why this line is important. This line is very much important. Why this is important, I am just saying. Suppose we have int a comma b. Okay, so that means we have two variables. One is a and next one is b. Okay, so next is int pointer p. Okay, so as we know that p can store, p will store the address of an integer variable. Okay, so in this program we have basically two variables a and b. So p will store the address of which variable, a or b, that we don't know. Okay, as we just know that p can store an address of an integer variable, but there is two variable, it is a and b. So it is important to define whose variable, that whose address will be stored at p. Okay, that is why this line is very much important. That is p equals to ampersand a. It means that p stores the address of a variable. Okay, I'm erasing it. Okay, so this line is very much important. So there is variable, two variable, one is a and another one is p. The value of a is 10, and what is the value of p? The value of p is 200. Why it is 200? Because the memory of a is 200. Similarly, p is a variable, its type may be pointer variable, it stores 200 and it must have also a memory, and then suppose the memory is 400. Okay, so pointer variable also stores somewhere in the memory. Okay, so the pointer variable will also have address. So here the address of p is 400. Okay, so p is ampersand a, that means p will store the address of a. Okay, so this is not true. P equals to a, is it true? No, it is not true. That is, p cannot store the value of a. That is, p cannot store 10, as p is a pointer type variable. Okay, and p will always store an address type data. Okay, so this is absolutely wrong. This one is correct. Okay, p will always store the address of a. It will never store as a. Okay, suppose this is a problem. Okay, so here int a equals to 10, int pointer p equals to ampersand a. So a is a variable which can store an integer value, and here a stores 10. Int equals to pointer p is a variable. At which type? Int float pointer type, and it's basically can store the address of an integer variable, and here p equals to ampersand a. That means p can store the address of a. So there are two variables a and p. The value of a is 10 and the address of a is 200. So as we know that p can store the address of a, that means 200. So the value of p is 200 and the address of p will be is 400. Okay, actually we will assume it. So if we want to print the value of 10, that is value of a, what we will write? Okay, if we want to print the value of a, that is 10, what we will write? Okay, so what we will write? We can write this one, that is normal case, that is print a %d comma a. %d means a value, this is a specifier. Okay, an integer value will be print. Whose value? The value of a will be print. So the output will be 10. Next, if we want to print the value of 10 using pointer, then what we will write? Here we just print the value of a. Okay, but here we want to use printer, oh, sorry, pointer, to use the to print the value of a, or that is state. So this is the statement printed within double quotation %d comma pointer p. This means this pointer means value at the address. Value at the address p. That means value at the address. What is the value of p? What is the value of p? I'm just writing this. Value at the address. Okay. Next, there was p. So value at the address. What is the value of p? Is 200. Okay. So value at the address 200. What is the value at the address 200? This is 10. Okay. So you can understand. This pointer basically means what is the meaning of this? This means value at the address. You just substitute this pointer using value at the address, this term. After that, what is there? That is p. What is the value of p? P is 200. So what is the complete word? Complete sentence? Value at the address 200. What is the value at the address 200? That is 10. Okay. So the answer is 10. Okay. So I think you have understood what is the meaning. Always remember these things. Okay. This pointer means value at the address. Okay. If you remember it, you can easily do this type of problem. This type of problems will come at your campusing end. Okay. Okay. So the answer will be P. So pointer P here means value at. Okay. So value at or the value at the address. Okay. So the value at the address 200 is 10. Okay. Next, give another example. If we want to print the address of A, okay, so we want to print this 200. Okay, what we will do? So we want to print the address of A. So what we will write? Pointer %p. This is a new specifier. Till now we have used percentage d for integer, percentage f for float, percentage c for character, and this is percentage p for address. Okay, you can use percentage u also, that is unsigned integer. Unsigned means, as we know, that memory address has no sign, that means it cannot be positive or cannot be negative. Okay? So to print address we will use pointer p, percentage p or percentage u. Okay, and after that comma ampersand a. What does this ampersand means? Ampersand means address of A. What we will print? We will print address of, and A is 10. So this ampersand means address of. After that, address of A. So address of A means A will be substituted by 10. So address of 10 will be 200. So 200 will be printed. Okay. So you have understood, I think. Next, ampersand A means address of. So address of A. So address of will be fixed. A will be 10. So address of 10 will be 500. So now we will again print a percentage p comma p. What it will print? P. What is the value of p? The value of p is 200. Okay, so it will print 200. Okay. Suppose this is an array. Okay. As you can see that it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the index value, and the elements of the array are 6, 2, 1, 5, 3. Okay, and these are the memory addresses. Okay, so the memory address of A0 is 100, A1 is 104, A2 is 108, A3 has 112, and A4 has 116. As you can see that each integer took 4 bytes of space. Okay, so this is the array. This is the int pointer q. Q is a pointer which can store the address of an integer variable. We have written q equals to a. What does this q equals to a means? Q equals to a is an array, so q will store the address of the array. It, but array has almost many addresses 10 because it has 5 values, and for 5 values it has different addresses. So q basically will store the initial base address of the array. So q will store 100. Okay, so q equals to a means q will store 100. Okay, so q will store 100, and this is the address of q, that is 300. Okay, so if we print a, what will print? Point. Okay, if we print a, what it will print? It will print not a0, not a1, not a2. We have just print a. Okay, and there is point percentage p. As we know, percentage p means it will print an address. Okay, and whose address? A's address. A's address basically 100. So the output will be 100. Okay, okay. So if we print q, what it will print? It will also print 100, as the value of q is 100. So the value of a is will also print 100, and the value of q will also print 100. Okay, so let's go to our first slide. What I have told. Let's go to our first slide. What I have told you. Array name acts as a pointer. So you have checked it that we have print a and we have print the array q, both printed. Remember this, array name acts as a pointer. Okay, so a also print 100, and if we print q, q also print 100. So array name acts as pointer. This term is totally looped. Okay, if we print an array, it will also print the base address, and if we print a pointer, it will also print that. Okay, so array will act as a pointer. Suppose this is an array int pointer q. Okay, q equals to a q plus plus. Okay, so the value of q has been incremented by 1. Okay, so it will not print 101. As we know, what is the value of q? The value of q is 100. So q plus plus will be 101, but it is false. Q plus plus is not 101. Q plus plus means the address of next integer variable. That means q plus plus will be 104. Okay, as integer took 4 bytes of space. Okay, if it was character, if q was a character, then it will be correct, but as if q is an int, stores the address of an integer. Okay, so the q plus plus will be 104. Okay, so this one is correct. So 104 is correct as integer to 4 bytes of space. Okay, so q plus plus 101, it is correct. When it is correct, if q, this will be true if a is character variable, as character took 1 byte. Okay, so if a was the array of character, then this was correct, as character took 1 byte. So what it will print? It will print 100. Okay, so it will print 100. Okay, next pointer q equals to a. This is same as previous. So q plus plus will be this one, the value of the q will be printed. Okay, so it will be 104. For a, it will be output 100. Okay, a will always print the, as we have seen previously, that what q is a, what q was also printed 100 and a also printed 100, but after incrementation of q, the now q is printing 104. But if we print a, it will always print 100, as we know that a is always stores the base address of the array. Okay, so it will not print 104 as like q. Okay, so a plus plus will not possible, a will always store the base address. Okay, so a equals to ampersand a, basically a equal to basically address of a. Okay, q is ampersand q, this is not correct. Okay, a is ampersand a, but q is not a, q equals to address of q means 300. Okay, but the value of q is not 300, but this is right. Suppose we want to print this one. Okay, what will, so in pointer q, q equals to a, that means q will store the address of a, base address. You want to print percent d comma a2, what it will print? Obviously it will print 1. Okay, as a of 2 means this one, the value of a1 is 1. Okay. So what it will print? Pointer a plus 2. It means, what is the meaning of this pointer? I'm writing it for you. What does this pointer mean? This is value add. Okay. A plus 2 means a is 100, a plus 1 is 104, a plus 2 is 108. A is 100. That is the base address. A plus 1 means, a plus 1 does not mean 101. A plus 1 is address of the next node. Next, a plus 2 means 108. Okay, so value at 108. The value of 108 will be 1. So these two lines both print the same thing. Okay, so the value at 108 is 1. Okay, I think we have understood all these things. This is very, very, very much important. Okay, okay, so output is same. So for q plus 2, what will be the print? Q means base address, that is 100. Value of q is 100. So 100 plus 2 is not 102. 100 plus 2 here is means 100 plus 1 means 104, and 100 plus 2 means 108. 100 plus 3 means 112, and 100 plus 4 means 116. Okay, so q plus 2 is 108, q plus 3 is 112, and q plus 4 is 116. So q plus 2 means this one, 108. Okay, so the value of 108 is 1. Okay, so the 1 will be filtered. Suppose ai is an array or subscript value. So pointer a plus I, what it will print? a plus I, okay, and q plus I, okay. So both are same, okay. So here you can see that a plus 2 printed 1, q plus 2 is both printed 1. So we can see that a plus 2 and q plus 2 are both are print the same value, okay. Okay, so pointer a plus I and pointer q plus I both become same. So let's see another example. Here pointer p, sorry, percentage p, a plus 1. What is the value of a? A is 100, a plus 1 is 104. So it will print 104 as percentage p is address, okay. If it was percentage d, it will print another thing, but here it is pointer percentage p, that means it will print an address, okay. Next one is printf percentage p ampersand a plus 1. This does not mean ampersand within bracket a plus 1. Okay. So ampersand a plus 1. Okay. It does not mean that this is not true. Okay. This means ampersand a then plus 1. Okay. So what it will be? Ampersand a means address of a. Address of a means 100. Okay. So 100 plus 1 means 104 or 120. That means why 120? Why 120? Ampersand a means address of a. Okay. Address of a means complete address of a. So as we can see that it started at 100. Okay. A4 started at 116 and it will end at 120 or 119 rather. Okay. So next array, if it sits beside A4, okay. So the A completely stores. So ampersand A means complete address of A. That means 102, 119. At 116, 117, 118, 119. A4 will go up to 119. If there is an array besides this A array, suppose there is B array, okay. So it will be output will be 120. Okay. What is this output? Ampersand A0 plus 1. That means address of first value. Address of first value plus 1. That means 104. Okay. But this one is different. Okay. Remember this one. Ampersand A plus 1. Ampersand means A plus 1 means total complete array address plus 1. That is next address. 119. So next if there is an array or any variable, it will start from 120. Okay. So students, this is what all about pointers and array. If you have any doubt, any query, you can write on the comment section. Okay, this is very important. Okay, I am requesting you to be, to do more examples on it. Okay, if you have any query, any doubt, you can write on the comment section. And if you have liked my video, you can subscribe my channel, or you can go to www.facebook.com/digital classroom Nilal and like my pages. Okay, so students, thank you for now. See you on the next tutorial.